Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my January and my February beauty favorites. I know I've never done this before, but then again, we've never been in a pandemic before, in all fairness. And the reason why I didn't do one in January is because we've been in lockdown since like December, and still even in lockdown now in March. And obviously, for those of you that are outside of the UK, you may or may not know that the UK has actually unfortunately got one of the highest death rates as a result of the pandemic in the world. And that's the reason why we've been locked down and vaccinations are happening. I've been vaccinated, and because of that, I've actually not been wearing as much makeup as I normally do. And in all fairness, I'm happy with my skin these days when it comes to skincare and things, and the way that I've changed up my skincare, the way that I feel confident in how I look now that I'm a lot older as well. I'm happy to actually go without wearing makeup at all. However, let's be honest, I still love my makeup and I still love my skincare. So the things that I've really been loving over the past 2 months, I put them together so that I could share them with you guys today. So in no particular order, we're going to start off with some foundations. So the first one is this one here. Now, this is not a new foundation. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Maximum Cover Camouflage Makeup for Face and Body. My shade is in Cashew. In all the double wears, I'm in Cashew. And I did a video for Look Fantastic a couple of weeks ago. I'll link the video below if you guys haven't seen it. And it was a flawless, plastic, fantastic, full coverage makeup routine. And they sent me a bunch of products. Well, I actually chose the products actually in order to do that video, and this was one of them. Oh my god, this is the best full coverage foundation I have ever used. And when it says maximum cover camouflage makeup, it really does cover everything and anything, and it doesn't budge, it doesn't move. I don't know why I'd never tried this before. I think it's because Estee Lauder is definitely one of them granny brands. Like, even the packaging, look at it. Get with the times, man. If I was to walk past this in a shop, which clearly I've done many times, this is not something that my eyes would be drawn towards. This is sitting in the 1980s in terms of packaging. However, the quality of the product is absolutely excellent. For those of you that have got a lot of scarring, a lot of pigmentation, hyperpigmentation, definitely look into getting something like this. You will not regret it whatsoever. It's one of those ones where you put on a little bit and it's like, wow, where has my skin gone? Literally plastic fantastic. The next foundation is the Faux Filter Luminous Matte Foundation by Huda Beauty. My shade is in 320G Tres Leches, and it's excellent. It's an excellent full coverage foundation, so much better than the original one. I have reviewed this already. I love this. It performs beautifully on the skin. It does not emphasize my texture like the previous one did. They got rid of that hideous scent as well from it, so it's completely scent free. It sits on the skin a lot better, and it gives a more natural matte kind of look to the skin, which is why it's called Luminous Matte, because nobody's face is completely matte. Everybody's got a kind of slight shine to their skin, but that's normal skin. And I think this is an excellent foundation too. And then another foundation which I would definitely have to say is now one of my holy grails in terms of drugstore is the Maybelline SuperStay Active Wear 30-Hour Foundation. This is wicked. I love it. My shade is in 36 Warm Sun. It's what I'm wearing right now. It sits on my skin beautifully. It blends in seamlessly. It barely transfers. I do not have to powder this at any point throughout the day or the night as well. It is one of those foundations that stays put and looks fresh all day long while giving you that maximum coverage that you need to look flawless. Another base product is this Stila Tinted Moisturizer Skin Balm. My shade is in 3.0. This is too light for me. I mentioned that in the video that I did for it. A great tinted moisturizer, lasts beautifully on the skin, looks really nice, gives a nice healthy evening out of the skin. And I think my shade is either number 4 or number 5, but I've not actually bothered to go out and get number 4 or number 5 because I'm still finishing off this one, because unfortunately, as a skin balm type of product, it is one that has already got a hefty dent in it and it'll be finished soon. But for those of you that do not want so full coverage like the other 3 that I've shown you and prefer more kind of evening out of your natural skin tone, definitely look into something like this. My NYX Pro Foundation Mixer in White. This is one of my favorite products and something that definitely everybody should have in their collection. We've all gone and bought a foundation which is a bit too dark, or we've all gone and got a tan by accident because summer happened, you know. And this comes in really handy in lightening your foundation. Now for the ones that I've got, for example, this Huda Beauty one is a touch too deep for my skin tone, only a touch, and I just have to put in a tiny blob of this and voila, my skin matches perfectly. And it does not interfere with the way that your foundation performs as well. I know that some other lightening products can do that. They can interfere with the texture and they can interfere with the wearability, and that does not happen with this. Plus it's super affordable. Moving on to concealers, the Ordinary concealer. Now the one I'm going to show you, even though I got 3 of them, is the one that I use the most, which is 2.0 YG Light Medium. I love this. It's a great full coverage foundation. Now I saw a couple of you did mention in my review video, which I'm sorry that I forgot to respond to. Sometimes I get so many responses that I'm like, some of you have found that when you set this it gets quite dry under the eyes. My technique has always been to leave a setting powder under the eyes for a maximum of 5 to 6 seconds and then brush it off. The longer you leave it on, the more likely it is to get crepey and quite dry under that area, and that can happen with this one. So make sure that you only leave it on for a couple of seconds and then brush it off, and then it should be perfectly fine. And also try to use quite a finely milled powder if you can as well. The chunkier ones can sometimes be a little drying, whereas the ones which have got a thinner consistency, they are a lot smoother under the eyes and they brush off a lot more easily as well. Another one which is a new one for me, and this was gifted to me by Mercier, is their Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer, and the shade that I bought it in, or asked for it in, is 2W. That's actually what I'm wearing right now. This is quite a nice medium coverage concealer. I would not call it full coverage at all. I'm actually wearing it on my under eyes today. Sometimes you don't need to have full coverage under the eyes, especially if you've got full coverage foundation on. Sometimes you just need a little hint of colour, a little bit of evening out under there. This one performs really nicely. It's quite thin in texture, also going hand in hand with that whole medium coverage kind of look to it, and it blends out beautifully and it doesn't move, doesn't age under the eyes, and it looks really nice, and it's ultra long wearing like it says. Another concealer that I've been loving consistently for the past few months is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer Super Coverage. My shade is in Golden Beige. I think I'm about halfway finished through this. This is like my 2nd or 3rd bottle now. It's always going to be a favourite of mine. Firstly, the size is absolutely massive. It's 15ml, whereas if you compare it to something like the Mercier one, I don't know because there's no size on it, but there we go. It's full coverage, it blends beautifully, it's nice and creamy, and this is definitely one of the best concealers in my opinion on the market. The Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer in medium, still going strong you guys, still going strong, still at the same kind of level I am after I hit pan on it, but it's absolutely excellent. This colour for me is the perfect mixture of cool and warm, so I use it to contour, which is what I've done today. Blends beautifully onto the skin, it doesn't leave any texture or dragging on the skin, and because it's an airbrush bronzer, it definitely gives that kind of airbrush sort of finish, and of course it is refillable, so as soon as this finishes I can buy a new one. I know you haven't seen this one in a while, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Saddle Powder Bronzer. Let me just tell you guys, firstly, ever since I've done that decluttering video and got rid of at least 2/3 of my collection, now that I can see everything, I'm starting to use all my products again as well, and that includes the Anastasia Beverly Hills Powder Bronzer in the shade Saddle. Again, perfect combination of cool and warm for me, very similar in texture to the Charlotte Tilbury one, however that one's probably a little bit more finely milled. However, still the performance is pretty much the same. It blends beautifully on the skin, it's very long wearing, and I love the quality of this. Going hand in hand with what I just said in terms of me being able to find and use up all my older makeup now, I have rediscovered my love for the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Opal. There are times though, you guys, for those of you that don't know, Becca has gone out of business. The pandemic has hit them really hard, and they've announced that towards the end of the year we'll no longer be able to buy these products, which is a shame because I am a very big fan of their shimmering skin perfectors. Other products not so much, and maybe that's one of the reasons why they didn't do so well and why they weren't able to survive. However, their shimmering skin perfectors, which is basically highlighters, are definitely one of the best on the market. They're so soft, buttery soft, easy to blend. High metallic shine that you get from these with only a tiny amount of product is absolutely excellent, and the shade Opal itself is universally beautiful as well. Another highlighter, which is actually a new product and what I'm wearing right now, is the brand new Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter in Iced Out. I only got this a couple of weeks ago. It's gorgeous, you guys. Oh my god, it's like, it's not even really, the camera is like, The lights are not doing it any kind of justice. It is the most beautiful white gold is the only way to describe it. Like you can see it on my cheekbones. It's one of those colours, because obviously they only came out with one colour. It goes with all skin tones, from fair to medium to deep. And it works beautifully. It's not shimmery, it's not shiny, it's high shine metallic, blends beautifully onto the skin, does not emphasize my texture, and I absolutely love it. The Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder, and it's called Translucent Peach Whisper. I don't know how many names this has got. I love this, you guys. This was another one that was as part of my Look Fantastic videos, so I got this from there. This is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, setting powders of all time. It keeps your skin matter than matte. I'm using it today, not that there was any need because I'm not going anywhere. However, I still like to set my foundation regardless. It's got that weird scent of dodgy peach in it, but it's not too off-putting. But the way that this performs is amazing. It's very, very finely milled. A little bit goes a really long way, and it sets your makeup and mattifies your makeup so that your skin does not get shiny throughout the day. For people that have got really oily skin, this is one of the ones that you will love. And I believe it comes in more than one color as well, which is obviously great. I got this in peach because I've obviously got kind of yellowy medium skin tone undertones, and it's definitely still a favorite of mine. Another product which was from that same video is this one again by Estee Lauder. It is the Double Wear Stay in Place Matte Powder, again in Cashew. Oh my god, you guys, this is so good. Now it comes with a powder puff thing inside, not that I really use it. Now in all fairness, you can just use this on its own because it is technically a powder foundation. However, I tend to use this to set makeup, to set foundations, and the color of it as well helps with the fact that, let's say if I'm wearing something that may be a little bit too light, for example this, I can just go in with this and it tops up that little bit of extra color that actually matches my skin tone. The way that it performs is absolutely amazing. It is part of the whole Double Wear range, so again, it lasts all day, it keeps your makeup in place all day, it doesn't move, it doesn't budge, it doesn't look drying on the skin despite the fact that it's a powder, and it is another excellent product from Estee Lauder. My It Cosmetics Brow Pencil, I have still continuously been loving this in the shade Universal Taupe. Now obviously this I was using before I got the Huda Beauty one, even though I'm still using this one as well. It's my favorite in terms of its color more than anything else, in that it comes in one shade, and I rave about this in all my favorite videos because, as you guys have noticed over time, my eyebrows, I've definitely stopped defining them and making them so dark, and especially because the color in my hair is obviously not dark brown either. This is called Mystic Violet by Schwarzkopf from their Live collection. I have shown it in the past, but I still get asked. And as a result of that, I don't need dark eyebrows anymore, and I don't want them anyway. I've already got dark brown hair, but this just works amazingly, and I still love this. And then obviously moving on from that is the Huda Beauty Boss Brows, which came out quite recently, and my shade is in medium brown number 5. Now I do love this. The pencil is super fine. It's a 0.9 millimeters. However, one of the things that I did mention in the info bar in my review video is the fact that this is so small, there's hardly anything in it, which is why it is £15, which is quite cheap for Huda Beauty. I'm just winding it up. Oh my god, is that all I got left? I'd say that I've probably used this about 5 times. That's all I've got left. There's nothing inside this at all. I'm actually shocked. Like, I knew it wasn't going to last me long, but I've only had this like a week and a half, and I haven't even used it every single day, and it's already nearly finished. Okay, that aside, yeah, it is an excellent brow pencil. It doesn't transfer, which is great. The fact that the pencil is so small makes it very easy to get into them little tiny cornery bits as well. It's got a spoolie on the end, and I'm sorry, I'm still in shock by the fact that this is probably in a week will be done. Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Liner, still my favourite liquid eyeliner of all time. Super black, super dark, doesn't move, doesn't run, doesn't budge, doesn't flake, doesn't crack. It's excellent. 2 lipsticks by Huda Beauty, 2 liquid lipsticks, very similar in shades. Heartbreaker and Cheerleader, 2 very nice reds. I've been wearing red quite a lot over the past couple of weeks for some reason. Huda Beauty's liquid lipsticks are definitely one of my favourites, and I believe one of the best liquid lipstick brands on the market. They don't bleed, they don't fade, they're comfortable, they're non-drying, they look beautiful, and they perform amazingly. Now we're going to move on to a little bit of skincare that I've got. The Wishful Thirst Trap Juice HA3 and Peptide Serum. I've been using this for about 2 months. I've done a full review video on it where I talk about it for 2 months. It's about halfway finished now. It contains 3 types of hyaluronic acid peptides, niacinamide, hollyhock rose, aloe vera. Very nice at smoothing out the skin, brightening the skin. However, it is £41. A newer product that I've got is by the brand called Beauty by Joseon or Joseon. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce it right. It's South Korean. This is a green plum plus AHA bubble toner. Oh my god. Now this contains 25% green plum fruit water, and it also contains 3% glycolic acid. So this is amazing for smoothing out the skin. I literally noticed an improvement in my skin after 1 use, and I'm one of those people who, if I notice a change after 1 use, that means that it is an excellent product. Something like this took about a month to 2 months to show how good it was, so I ain't got that kind of patience. The products can take a lot longer to show whether they're good or not, but something like this is something that I will end up adding to my holy grail regime. It clears the skin, it brightens the skin, and it's also a bubble toner, which means when I press it, which I'm not going to... Actually, you know what? Why not? Because I know how it works. So it just comes out like that. And then all you have to do is either just rub it into your skin like this. Or what I tend to do is I actually squirt it onto a cotton pad and rub it all over my face. Or you can squirt it directly onto your face. It's completely up to you. And it blends into nothing. This is an excellent toner. Absolutely love it. Another piece of South Korean skincare is by the brand called iUnique, and this is their Tea Tree Relief Serum. I think in the past I've shown their Tea Tree Relief toner, so this is from the same range. It contains 67% of tea tree leaf water, and it contains 19.5%, very specific, Centella Asiatica leaf water. Now this is for nourishing the skin, brightening the skin, for anti-aging, for soothing the skin. If you've got irritated, problematic, spot, acne prone skin, this is the kind of toner you need. It's quite runny, and that is because of the fact that it's got 67% of tea tree leaf water in it, but the way that it absorbs into the skin is absolutely excellent. I've been using this for a few weeks and I'm really happy with this. Another serum that I've got is by this brand called 9 Wishes. I love the name. I know I've mentioned it before. 9 Wishes just makes me think of Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, and I love all that fantasy kind of stuff. Aside from that, this is called the Calm Ampule Serum. It's basically for relieving redness, inflammation and that sort of thing, and as you can see, it's about a third finish, and it contains, I've got the box in front of me, it contains Centella Asiatica leaf water again, various other soothing properties. Now I'm somebody who has the kind of skin which is quite sensitive. I've got eczema prone skin. I also tend to get red quite quickly, and a lot of the time that's because either I'm stressed, so my skin seems stressed, and the way that my skin tends to show stress is by going red. I get red cheeks, so when I use something like this, it completely brings that redness down. When I'm trying to heal my skin, let's say if I've done derma rolling and my skin is still a little bit kind of flaky and dry, I use this on my skin. So I don't use this every single day. I use this as and when, and within about 10 minutes, redness is gone. That's excellent. From the brand Good Molecules, I've raved about this many times, is the discoloration correcting serum. This helped so much with my hyperpigmentation. I have almost no hyperpigmentation left around this area, which is the classic area for Asian women. We tend to get it around here, which makes us look like we've got some sort of moustache, and we also tend to get it around our eyes as well. That's more for women, to be honest. It's down to our hormones, which is why you will very rarely see men with dark circles. So unfair. They get the long eyelashes as well. It says on it, it's formulated with cetyl tranexamate mesylate to target hyperpigmentation and promote an even skin tone. This is absolutely excellent. It's, in terms of its viscosity, it's quite thick. So you can see here, it's not as runny as some of the other ones I've shown you. And it really penetrates the layers underneath the skin and really makes your skin nice and smooth from underneath, dealing with any pigmentation that may appear before it actually gets a chance to. It's one of those preventative means of skincare, as well as dealing with what may have already happened in the past. Love it. And last but not least, another Good Molecules product. This was recently sent to me. By the way, Beautylish send me Good Molecules products. However, I am a Good Molecules affiliate as well. This is the Yerba Mate Wake Up Eye Gel, and it's formulated to revitalize and energize the eye area. Now what I tend to do is I use my normal ordinary caffeine solution. I'm underneath my eyes, because you guys know I'm a very big fan of using caffeine under the eyes. I do not suffer from any anti-aging around the eye area yet. However, the one thing that I have started to suffer from probably for the past 5 years is puffiness under the eyes when I wake up in the morning as a result of water retention. Caffeine is a diuretic. It literally dries out and gets rid of the puffiness under the eyes. So when I wake up in the morning, nice, fresh and smooth. So what I tend to do is once that has dried down and absorbed under my eye area, I then go in with this product right here, which is a gel. So what it says, and I'll just read it off of the box for ease. It says yerba mate, a native plant in the Atlantic rainforest of Brazil, is naturally rich in antioxidants and polyphenols, which help slow down the oxidization process, resulting in more radiant and energized skin. It also contains panthenol, allantoin, which are known for not only hydrating but also retaining the moisture within your skin. It also contains sodium hyaluronate and hydrolyzed hyaluronic acid, as well as caffeine as well. So these contain a lot of the things that I tend to like to use under the eyes anyway. I just like to double it up. That's it for my January and February 2021 favorites. So my first favorites of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell wherever you're supposed to hit that bell. Look Fantastic were always telling me to make sure to tell people about that bell, because I don't even do it in my own videos. I forget. Subscribe to my channel, that's what I'm saying. And thank you very much for those of you that have already subscribed, and thank you to my future subscribers as well. Hope you guys are great, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!